isn't this exciting? So, you can't see it, but there's an air compressor behind Spike here. And, oh wait, this broke off of here. Hi, Andy. And people are always asking me, how do you know how to fix stuff, Eric? And I'm gonna tell the secret. I'm gonna share the secret right now. Are you ready to share Eric's secret with the world? That's it. This is broke. I actually was wailing this thing around the garage and I banged into something. And this is like 50 years old and it's brass and it's snapped off. And I've been looking at this for 3 months thinking, oh yeah, I gotta fix that. So let me show you how I kind of do this. Is there anything I can get you? Hey, hey, hello? So I'm a big fan of getting the piece that needs to be repaired up off the ground. Just save your knees and your back. It's much easier to get to something at a higher level than it is to be on the ground. So I love the crane. I'll link to that in the show notes. But this is our problem. What I learned about fixing and repairing stuff is basically thanks to my father. When we were kids, he bought us a truck that was in pieces. And put the truck back together. And that's how I learned how to fix and build and do stuff. And this air compressor might be not quite as old as I am, but a lack of safety features. But this is pretty old school and I thought, well, it still works, so let's put it back together. But this tip here, the part of the pipe has broken off in here. I think, you know, this was sitting like this and I banged it or I wrenched it or I drove something. I probably drove my quad into this and it broke off. So that pipe thread there is, some of that pipe thread is still in here. That's a long story to get to that, isn't that? So I want to show you ways that you can get broken pipe thread or a broken bolt even out of there and then put a new one on, and then I could fill the tires in my different machines. That would be nice. So, threads stuck in a threaded hole. If it's a pipe like this, you can do the simplest thing is to put this in here, turn it. Another really popular method is to use a lubricant, a rust dissolver. I mean, this is called a PB Blaster. I just love the name and the graphics are really beautiful. I don't know if this will work here because you have to kind of have it, because of gravity, you would have to spray down and get it to get around the threads. So this can help in some situations. I don't think it's gonna work in this one. You can use a screw extractor. I love these. This is a left-handed thread corkscrew. It's really what it is. So what you can do is, if it's a bolt, you could drill a hole in the bolt, put this in, and then these sharp edges here grab onto the inside of the bolt or the pipe, and because that's left-handed thread, we're gonna turn it to the left to get it out. It grabs the bolt or pipe and pulls it out. I love fire, as you know, and flame. But the kind of end all to get really rusted or seized parts apart is heat. Or heat and then cold. Because what you're doing when you're heating up something, when you're heating up a piece of metal, it expands, right? So we could heat this up and the pipe that's in there is stuck, heats up, plus the metal around it that has the female thread heats up, and they will probably heat up at different rates because the metal composition is slightly different. In this case, it's brass and steel. Then you can let it cool, or even while it's hot, jam in your screw extractor and it'll come out. Or, if all else fails, throw water on it. It's freaking hot, and then you put water on it, might come out. So I'm thinking the easiest way is to just put the screwdriver in. I think it's just gonna come out. So, but famous last words, right? So tap this. Well, that's a little awkward. So because the pipe is brass that's in here, it's a soft metal, so I think the screwdriver will connect in there. I can try and do it by hand. Nope, I can put a vice grip on here. That's not working. Okay, now we'll try the easy out. So I'm gonna put this in and tap it in. I don't have the correct T-handle for this, so you could use a crescent wrench or these. As I turn this, I'm going to tap it. Wow, that is seized in there. Oh, look at that. Did you see it turn? Ooh, it's turning. Every once in a while, it works, and you're like, oh, I fixed that. Well, we haven't fixed it yet, but stick around to the end. We'll test this. But let's take this puppy out. Wow, look at that. See the thread coming out? How cool is that? See, we turned it counterclockwise to unthread it, and these spirals grab it and pull it out. I'm gonna remove this valve because it doesn't really do anything, and I'm gonna keep the pressure regulator here. This is why I have a little rolling tool cart with a vise on it. I love this little drawer. I made a whole video about hacking together my little rolling tool cart. The link will be below and at the end of the video. Teflon tape. Pay attention to the direction that it goes on. You don't need a ton of it, okay? So I'm gonna hold the wrench in the back to keep that gauge where I want it, and then tighten this down. Pretty high class cord, huh? We're showing pressure here, which is very nice. It's a beautiful thing. So just start. It's not hard. If I can do it, you can do it. Why don't we spend some more time together? There should be a video floating right here, a couple of them, fixing more stuff.